I am going to talk to you about what happens to you when you get a bunny. You are not the same person that you are before you had your bunny. These little fluff balls, they can change you. Hello buns, welcome back to Cinnabun Sundays, a weekly video series where we talk about all things bunny. I'm Morgan, Cinnabun's bun mom, and today I am going to talk to you about what happens to you, the bunny owner, when you get a bunny. So spring is a big time where a lot of people start bringing home bunnies. A lot of bunnies are born in the spring, and as we know from Bambi, spring is the season of things being Twitter-pated.
They're Twitter-pated. Twitter-pated? Yes. Nearly everybody gets Twitter-pated in the springtime.
So lots of babies being born. So I talk so much on this channel about what to expect when you bring home a rabbit, all of these things you need to prepare for your bunny. But today I want to talk to you about what you as a human need to prepare for, because once you bring home a bunny, you will never be the same again. The first thing that's gonna happen to you when you bring your bunny home is you are going to be so aware of every single sound on earth. You suddenly develop like supersonic hearing. Rabbits are very sensitive to sound, so you'll notice your bunny freaking out about random sounds that you've never thought about, like opening a can or taking a plate out of a cabinet. You're gonna feel a little bit neurotic, but eventually you do get used to it. But there are still sounds that I hear that I'm like, I swear 2 years ago, before I got Cinnabun, I never heard this noise before. Suddenly, I hear it all the time. The next thing that's gonna happen to you is your fridge is suddenly gonna become very stocked with very healthy ingredients. Other than their hay and pellets, a big thing that rabbits eat are salads. So you are always gonna have salad greens on hand. You might also have a lot of berries and just fruits in general because that's a popular treat for rabbits. So if you're someone who struggles with going to the grocery store or just like not always having produce, never fear, once you have a rabbit, you are pretty much always gonna have fresh produce in your fridge. The next thing that's gonna happen to you, you're not gonna like this. You're gonna become really obsessed with poop. So a rabbit's poop can actually tell you so much about the health of your rabbit. From the color of their poop, from the size and shape, how much of it there is. There's just so many things that you can learn just by looking in your rabbit's litter box. I will link up here the video that I made that explains everything you need to know about poop, so I don't have to get too deep into it, but you are going to find yourself becoming like an investigator of your rabbit's litter box. Every single morning I am like in there, I'm touching it, I'm like digging around. It is absolutely disgusting. I even have become very comfortable with just picking poop up off the floor and holding it in my hand. You're even gonna become really obsessed with monitoring your rabbit's like potty time, how often they're going to the litter box. And that leads me into today's sponsor, which is SwitchBot. So SwitchBot recently sent me these 360-degree cameras to try out, and I've tried out a bunch of pet cameras, and this is by far my favorite because there's very little that I actually have to do. I have this set up on my desk facing Cinnabun's litter box, so every single time she goes to the litter box, I get a notification that says, she's using it. It has motion detection, so anytime she goes to the litter box, I can see and get notified of her going in there. And the best thing about this is it fully does rotate 360 degrees and the camera can go up and down. So anywhere you need to look, there aren't any blind spots. What's cool about the SwitchBot camera too is there's like a whole ecosystem of tech that they have. Like there's a humidifier that I actually use out in our shed. They have light bulbs, so you can connect everything in the app. So even if you have multiple cameras, you can have them all in the same interface instead of having to look at separate cameras. I think that a pet cam is an absolute necessity if you have a rabbit. They just are constantly getting into trouble. So if you're looking for a good pet cam, I have been loving mine from SwitchBot, and I'm gonna have a link to shop in my description below if you wanna pick one up as well. So thanks so much to SwitchBot for sponsoring this video, and thank you so much to SwitchBot for making it even easier for me to track all of Cinnabun's bowel movements. The next thing that's gonna happen to you is you're just going to stop using chairs. Maybe not completely, but I pretty much always am sitting on the floor instead of sitting on the sofa. Rabbits much prefer if you get down on their level. Since they're prey animals, things that tower over them can be very intimidating. So I pretty much always plop myself right on the floor instead of the sofa. Even though Cinnabun can sit up on the sofa, it's just become habit at this point. Now, if you're unorganized, this is gonna be helpful for you because a big thing that happens when you become a rabbit owner is you become really tied to a routine. Rabbits are extremely routine-oriented creatures. I actually did a video where we figured out just how routine-oriented Cinnabun is, and they don't like it when you break routine. So if you don't want an angry bunny, that means that you need to start getting on a cycle. That means waking up at the same time, feeding your rabbit at the same time, giving them treats and toys at the same time. So if you're someone who really struggles with routine, getting a rabbit is really gonna help you out. The next thing that's gonna happen to you is your phone is going to fill with photos of your rabbit. Even if you don't take pictures, it's gonna happen. They're too cute. Pretty much my entire camera roll, if you scroll, nothing but Cinnabun. So trust me, your like photography skills are really going to increase, or at least your pet photography skills, because your rabbit is too darn cute not to photograph. The next thing that's gonna happen to you is you are going to become an expert on hay. I rode horses as a kid. I grew up on a farm, and I promise you, I know more about hay now than I did when I had a horse. Rabbits' GI systems are so sensitive, and their main form of food is hay, but when you're feeding them hay, you need to know everything about it. You need to feed them the right type of hay, understand what hay to feed, what not to feed. Again, I have a video that I'll link below all about hay, so you can check that out. You are going to become a hay expert, and not only are you going to become a hay expert, but you're going to just become used to hay because it's going to be all over your home. You're just going to find it, and you're just going to have to be okay with it. The next thing that's gonna happen to you is you are going to be labeled as the bunny girl or the bunny guy. It's not that rabbits are uncommon pets, but they're much less common, especially as free roam pets, than dogs and cats. It becomes like a part of your personality. Like when people have a dog and cat, it's like, oh yeah, they have a pet, that's nice. But when you have a rabbit that just hops around your home freely, that is literally who you are. Be ready for your identity to be completely correlated with your rabbit. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. In fact, I love it. I love being the bunny person. And the last thing that's going to happen to you is you are going to become so patient. Because rabbits are prey animals, it means that it's really difficult for them to trust right off the bat, so you have to earn their love, earn their trust. For a lot of people, that's super frustrating, and I think that a lot of people really don't have what it takes to take the time and really get to know their rabbit, understand their language. But all of the bunny parents who do take that time don't regret it and are obsessed with their bunnies. It's that patience and that just like taking the time to understand your rabbit that creates this strong bond that is unlike anything you've ever known. I really do think that becoming a bunny owner has made me a more patient and just better and happier and more loving person. I think that pretty much anybody who brings a bunny into their life, they're welcoming that type of just emotional growth as well. So there you are, Buns. That is my list of things that happen to you when you become a bunny owner. Let me know if I left anything out or something that happened to you, because I promise you, you are not the same person that you are before you had your bunny. These little fluff balls, they can change you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in our next one. Bye, Buns.